Commission public meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Emig, would you please call roll?
Bill Jarvis.
Here.
Miles Long.
Here.
Tom Curris. Here. Chris Rack.
Here.
Bob Kokan.
Here.
Gary Emig here. Tom Anderson.
Here. Minutes of the public meeting of January 5th, 2026. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rack.
Second.
Second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 7-0. No public action or public hearings. The study session for February 16th, we need to cancel. That's a holiday.
Make a motion to cancel the study session for February 16th.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rack. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries 7-0. Findings of fact, Plank Case 25-1223, Anna Street, second edition. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rack.
Second.
Second by Mr. Long. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any correspondence? We are adjourned. We have to wait until 6:15 to start the study session. Study session to order. Pledge of Allegiance has been recited. Roll call remains the same as the previous meeting. First item, Commission Business R&J Construction, Premier Window Systems. General location 6520 West Lincoln Highway and 6430 West Lincoln Highway. Petitioner R&J Construction, Premier Window Systems. Ronald and Joanne Lewis, represented by DVG Team Inc., Engineer Doug Reddig. Good evening.
Again, Doug Reddig from DVG, representing the Lewises. They are here tonight as well.
Hey Doug, can you move the mic a little closer?
Maybe. How's that? Is that better? Can you tell? Is it on? I guess it's on. Again, Doug Reddig with DVG, representing the Lewises here. We're calling this Premier Edition. And they have an existing business on Route 30. They bought 2 parcels of land with the intention of subdividing it, and that's what we're here tonight to talk about, a 2-lot subdivision. So basically, the existing building and outbuilding will remain as is. The lot line is moving slightly. It was the dotted line that ran true north-south, but we're going to move that lot line a little bit, and then when we're done, so Lot 1 will be basically the existing building. Lot 2 will be a vacant lot that they can sell for development. We've had, well, the survey's been done. We've had the wetlands delineated, which all shows on this plat. One of the things I want to talk about tonight is drainage and whether or not the Plan Commission would consider maybe a waiver for stormwater detention to make that Lot 2 a little bit more buildable. If that's not the case, I mean, I think Lot 1, we're going to need a waiver no matter what, because for one, it's already pretty much built, and the ground behind those buildings is quite low. I can't even get that water to a proposed detention basin, which would have to be on Lot 2. So we're going to probably have to ask for a waiver for Lot 1 for drainage or for detention. Lot 2, I think we could do it, or if you'd rather just give us the waiver for both lots, it would make Lot 2 a little bit more, well, it would make it larger and more buildable. So we're a little flexible on that. I want a little bit of input on that. There's a lot of slope on Lot 2. Obviously, everything falls off to the wetlands in the back. So we have a challenge of the drainage, is always a challenge, but we also have a sanitary sewer challenge of sorts. There is no sewer nearby. Yeah, there you go. So that cul-de-sac to the north, I can't remember the name of the street all of a sudden. What is it? Taylor Court. There is a sanitary sewer right there at the end of the cul-de-sac, and there is a 10-foot easement all along the west side of that lot. I think it's lot 11 in that subdivision. So technically we have access from our property through an existing easement to that manhole. But we will need a pump, which is not the end of the world. And the existing building is on a septic system. The new building will not be on a septic system. And if we put in the sanitary sewer, we'll take care of the other building at the same time. We'll abandon their septic system and put in a ejector pump for that as well. Water main shows on that drawing. It's a water main right across the front of the property. So we have easy access to water. We're a little bit challenged on sanitary, but not insurmountable. And stormwater detention, I think, will need a partial waiver or a complete waiver. So those are a couple of the challenges on that. Let's see, there was something else. Again, this is just for a study session. We're going to go for primary plat. Any site plans, we'll have to go through you for site plan approval as well. Right now, we just want to get the subdivision approved. We'll be back next month for primary plat approval. We're not looking for site plan approval for either site at this time. We know we're in the Route 30 overlay district. The only development that's going to happen on Lot 1, which is the existing facility, is they want to build a garage, a detached garage for storage. So what they're doing on Lot 1 is very minimal. It's just going to be a small building kind of off to the, behind where the asphalt is. So that'll just be handled, I think, with basically a Well, we would need to go to a building permit or just site plan? Or we need site plan approval for them to build a garage? Okay, so, again, and once this plat is approved, then they'll be able to go for the permit for the garage on lot 1, and then they're gonna sell lot 2. We don't know what's gonna go on lot 2. And since we don't know what's gonna go on lot 2, we don't know how big to make the detention pond. So we would have to go conservatively, assuming most of it's gonna be impervious, but we don't know. And I hate to design too big of a pond if we don't need that big of a pond. So, but again, the detention can be worked out at site plan approval stage.
So utilities are gonna come from the north? and
Sanitary.
Water is gonna be from.
Sanitary from
right
the
on-
north, water's in the front,
Yeah.
and everything has to drain to that existing, there's actually a ditch back there behind by the wetlands.
Is there gonna be an easement, utility easement for between the properties, or what?
So it's not shown on here. You see lot 11 in the subdivision, just to the north of our property, and Woodland Pines there. See where it says lot 11? Yeah, so that is a platted lot. The whole east side of that lot, which is right up to that line, the property line, there's a 10-foot easement that runs north-south all the way up to that cul-de-sac, all the way through there. So we'll have to directional bore underneath that ditch with our sanitary sewer force mains to get to that manhole. But again, the easement's already in place. The easement was platted with Woodland Pines.
And is there gonna be a cross-access easement between the two lots?
When we showed on there, we showed as an ingress egress easement all the way across the front of the property. So the two properties can be interconnected with an easement.
Questions from board members?
Mr. Chairman.
Jarvis?
Doug, just a couple of quick questions. It looks like the building is encroaching on the building line. Are you doing a waiver on that, or is that going in front of the BZA?
That's a good question. It's an existing building. The
But it
ordinance,
would be non-conforming use, kind of.
so it's a question for staff. How do you want us to address that? They asked us to plat a 50-foot building line, which is what we're doing, but the existing building, yes, it encroaches on that. So if at site plan or primary, whatever you guys want, we can address that. There's different ways to do that. We could just not plat the building line on that lot, which I don't know if that solves the problem or not. I guess.
Well, I think you're going to have the building line, so what you do with it, you definitely don't want to push yourself into a non-conforming use with the building in case there's ever bank issues or something like that.
Right, we don't.
That's going to red flag you.
We definitely don't want that. But the building line is a town ordinance.
Correct.
So I think it could really be worked out at this stage. We could plat probably a 30-foot building line and it would be clear just for that lot. We could have two different building lines, one for each lot. But again, your ordinance says 50 foot on Route 30.
Where are they planning on putting the garage?
See the parking area next to the building?
Yeah,
It would be just a little bit behind that,
so it would,
actually.
to the north or the south end?
Hold on a minute. Let me just, right about where the cursor is, right about there.
Okay, so that would not be affected by that building line?
No, the new building will be way behind it.
And then my second question, Doug, what's this conservation easement that runs through here?
That's because of the delineated wetlands. The blue line, the wetland consultant came out and delineated all the wetlands, so we're actually leaving the wetlands untouched and platting the easement to preserve those wetlands.
Okay. And is there any reason you can't drain into the drainage easement or drainage way that's currently there off of Lot 1 and Lot 2 to the
That's-
west of Lot 1?
We can, and that's what's happening right now.
Okay,
That's exactly what's happening. All the land just gently rolls and ends up in that area.
yeah, I would think that'd make the most
It's-
sense.
And it's a huge area. But your ordinance calls for stormwater detention. So either a waiver is necessary or we have to provide the detention. In
Okay.
this case, the waiver kind of makes sense because it's a very large watershed area or wetland area that's already serving as detention, really, of sorts.
As long as the water is projected to go into that drainage way.
And we could build, we could do like a filter strip, and we could look at stormwater quality. There's ways to, slow it down a little bit and filter it before it's released. Again, the existing site, we're not changing at all, and we can't do much about that one anyway. But the other lot, it's gonna need a little bit of fill to get it leveled out a little bit before a building is built. But the just south of the wetland limits, we could put in either a water quality feature or even a detention basin.
And like you said, Lot 1 is draining that way anyway currently.
Right.
Okay,
So I think a waiver for lot 1 is justifiable because it's been there forever, and adding a little garage is not gonna make a significant difference there. Lot 2, if it's, somebody wants to put up a large project and a lot of asphalt and a lot of roof, technically that does impact drainage. If it was like a little coffee shop that is a very small footprint, probably not significant. And again, we don't know what's gonna go there yet. So to design for the worst case scenario and it not happen, I kinda hate to do that, because then we'd have to plat an easement, and that would encumber the property and reduce the buildable area. So I think it's okay to request a waiver for stormwater detention for lot 1, and then say stormwater detention for lot 2 could be worked out at the site plan stage.
well, if Lot 2 develops, it's gonna be back in front of us anyway.
Absolutely.
So-
So I don't think that's a huge concern at this stage.
No,
The main thing is we want to get the plat done, so one, they can get a permit to build their garage, because we want to get the plat on record. And that's really what the focus of tonight's meeting and the next meeting is, let's get through primary plat. You're not given any permission for anything on lot 2 until they come back before you and ask for site development approval. So,
Other questions? Comments? Anything from staff?
I just had a question about the easement coming from the cul-de-sac. Where is that gonna go exactly again?
well,
For the sanitary sewer?
that's lot 11, this easement exists, this is our property right here.
Okay, it exists, but it's just not shown. Okay.
I already added it to my drawing, so it'll be on the next version that you get. But there's an existing easement, which is, I submitted this before I put the easement on there, but it's right along that property line.
Any other questions, comments?
And the other thing I wanted to bring up is they do have be a monument sign for the development. Joanne, where is this going to go on the property by your?
Where the sign is now, but we have the tall pole sign,
So,
or Schererville likes the monument sign, so we were gonna change it.
so there's an existing sign, and they're going to redevelop it with a monument sign. Again, this will be at site plan approval as well. But, so there is plans for a new sign.
Anything else? Questions, comments? Anything else from staff? All right. You're going to be here in February
Yeah,
or March?
March, yes.
I-
I think it is February. Wait a minute. Yes, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Next item, case edition, general location, 935 Highway 330. Petitioner Donna Case and Jeff Frizel, represented by DVG Team Inc., engineer Doug Reddick, request a 3 to 4 lot R1 residential subdivision.
Once again, good evening, Doug Reddick with DVG. The landowner, Donna Case, is present here tonight, and so is Jeff Frizel. So that is our parcel right there. That's her existing home. It's a large parcel, and it extends to the south quite a ways. So if you look close, we're going to break, this sketch plan shows Lot 1 for the existing home. Lot 2 is an 80-foot wide lot, which is right at the dead end of 69th. Lot 3 is to the south of that, and Lot 4 is to the south of that. They're all 80 feet wide. 80 feet is the minimum lot width for this particular zoning in Schererville. The unusual thing we have going on here is 69th Place, as a lot of you know, dead ends right at her property. But there's also a little bit of extra right-of-way platted for 69th Place right next to the property. There's a little 30-foot sliver, which is owned by the town, or it's right-of-way. And we want to take advantage of that, and we also want to discuss how to meet the requirements for our lot frontage. Every lot that we build has to have 80 feet of frontage in your residential we're R1 here, I think, Denise, yeah, R1 zone. So the real question is, in order to create these lots, we need frontage, which we have a lot of the frontage, and we don't have quite all of it. But I think it's also time, and I think the town will agree, we need to figure out how to terminate 69th Place. We really don't have room for a conventional full-size cul-de-sac. Those take up a lot of room. Typically, we have to plat a 60-foot radius or 120-foot diameter, and it would just be too much for that area. So we're trying to, again, one of the things we want to talk about tonight is, would the town consider like a hammerhead turnaround or some kind of non-conventional cul-de-sac where we could still turn around a vehicle, a snowplow, if you will, garbage trucks. Those are the ones that have the bigger issues with these dead ends. And I assume that the garbage truck probably backs down the road now. Do you know, Don? Does the garbage truck actually have to back down 69th?
I believe so.
Yeah, I would think so. So we want to work with the town. We want to come up with a cost-effective way to terminate 69th Place, whether it's an abbreviated cul-de-sac, a smaller cul-de-sac. We've done hammerhead turnarounds that are kind of like T-shaped, where you pull in, you back up, and then you got to do like a 3-point turn. So I want to get a little bit of feedback on if you would entertain something like that. And then if we have to dedicate a little bit more right-of-way, we can. Those lots will be 187 and a half feet deep, and I think we only need 125 or 150?
30.
125. So we have a little bit of room, we just don't have 120 feet to do a full-size cul-de-sac. And I don't know if you guys just got to think about that a little bit, but we probably have 80 feet and another 60 feet. So lots 2 and lot 3, technically, they have frontage on public right-of-way. Do we build?
Most of Lot 3.
Most of lot 3, but
Yeah.
lot 4, different story. Do we put in a private driveway that the lots all share in a public right-of-way? It's just an unusual piece of property. I mean, we could ask for waivers on lot frontage if we need to, because here, lot 4 really only has 30 feet of frontage on that public right-of-way. It would work. We could put a pseudo public-private road in that right-of-way, but I'm not sure that's what the town would like to see there, or would they like to see like a small cul-de-sac?
How wide is that right-of-way?
30 feet?
30 feet? Mr. Rack, you drive a snowplow. What's your recommendation?
Well, 69th is a pain to get up and down, A, with the plow truck, because you have to pull in, maneuver around all the cars, and with our larger trucks, back all the way out. The leaf machine and the chipper truck are the ones that are most concerning, because you're not gonna easily pull in back.
Right.
As it is now, we have to pull straight in, back out, turn around, back in, and pull out to service both sides. Your hammerhead,
Even that doesn't work well.
that won't work either. So, obviously, we don't so much care for the cul-de-sacs, but honestly, that is the answer to that. The cul-de-sac is the easiest way to do this. Your private drive, I don't know, it just, the cul-de-sac is the easiest way, and I know you guys don't want to do that, and I don't so much care for cul-de-sacs, but with our equipment, it's gonna be a pain no matter what. I don't know what the answer is.
I mean, I think we all agree, if we're gonna put some new lots there, we need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work the way it is, and to add more lots just makes it worse. I guess, would the town consider a smaller than typical cul-de-sac? And I would defer, what I would suggest we do is take like your leaf truck, do you pull a trailer with that too?
The leaf truck is a trailer,
Right, so it's a.
so,
So drive that around in a circle, we'll measure how big of a circle we need,
yeah,
and then we'll make the curbs, accommodate that. I think we could do that. I've had to do that before. It's just that the standard cul-de-sac is rather large, and I think you'll admit, you don't need the whole cul-de-sac to turn around. But,
it makes it easier, I will tell you, because once you put that cul-de-sac in, people are gonna wanna park on the street. And if we're making it smaller than usual with the cars on the street, that does us no good either.
right, if people
So-
park in it. So either you gotta eliminate parking on it, which I'm not saying we can't do, but, so it's just a tricky situation. And if the town's gonna say we have to do a full-size cul-de-sac, we'll talk about it, we'll draw it out. I got a feeling it'll stop the whole project, because it's gonna be costly, and it may not work. I'm just being honest, I guess. I can't commit to a full-size cul-de-sac without further discussion and further drawings.
Other thoughts?
Mr. Chairman,
Chris?
Doug, what about taking, I assume the easement you're talking about is on the west side of the red line that the town of Schererville has there?
That's correct?
What about almost like a half cul-de-sac that takes in that right-of-way?
Yeah, I mean, I follow what you're saying there.
Right, and just be a one-way almost.
We would dedicate additional right-of-way on our lots, on our lots
Correct.
2 and 3.
And then it'd be almost like a half cul-de-sac
Yeah.
going around.
I don't know if that would give them what they really need to,
Well, we're gonna have to depend on them to measure what they need. And then have no parking signs. And strongly enforce it. Otherwise, like you're saying, this project's gonna die, and,
I mean, it's a great location, it's a beautiful
Right.
area. I think adding a couple more lots there would be great for the community, but we got to do it right, and that's why we're here tonight, just to kind of
Agreed.
get it out in front of you to see what would be most desirable. And again, I think if we can get a realistic radius of what we need to turn that vehicle around with the trailer on it, and I think you'd be surprised, it's not, so a typical cul-de-sac, we do 60 foot we do a 90-foot from back of curb to back of curb. If we can get that down to 50 feet, I think we can make it work. But 90-foot of curb and then a 120-foot right-of-way, we wouldn't even be able to get the lots to work.
I think the measurement is the most important first.
It kind of is, yeah.
Other comments, thoughts?
Question.
Mr. Ribbick?
So, Mr. Mack, the only concern is leaf pickup? I mean, that's the primary concern?
No,
Okay. Garbage as well?
snow plowing. We're personally not concerned with the garbage, because we don't pick it up. The plowing, the leaf season, and the chipper truck, which all run all the time. So it wouldn't be like something where we could say, oh, during this time you can't park there.
Right.
You know, it would pretty much have to
And
be.
of course,
all-
fire trucks too, at all. But I
Yes.
think your vehicles are actually worse than the fire trucks.
They'll pull in and back out anyways.
Right. They don't usually pull in a trailer. The trailers are the problem,
Correct.
and backing them up and so forth. But if we could work with Public Works to, and even if I have to send a survey crew out there, you guys literally drive in a circle, and we'll put some chalk on the pavement, and we'll measure it, and I had to do that once before for one of the fire trucks. And then we'll know, we'll know what the magic number is, and then we could draw it accordingly. But I think what I'm hearing tonight is, well, I guess, we need something. We need some kind of turnaround.
Yeah, I understand a full cul-de-sac is gonna kill it, but we need to find a happy medium where we can make it work.
Doug, what is the parking lot that's west of these properties?
Hall of St. George?
Had you ever talked to them about a cross easement?
No. For access?
Yeah.
I don't suppose you've talked to the neighbor?
Just as a backup plan.
We'll consider that. I don't think that's where we want to go right now.
I definitely don't suggest it as the primary choice, but first is get the measurement.
Yep.
Other comments, questions?
We haven't
Yeah.
we haven't gone very far with this, but I presume sanitary and water are right there at the end of 69th. Yeah, so sanitary is on the south side there, and water is on the north side. 6-inch water main, so those size mains are suitable for extending for those few lots, so I don't see a concern there. We'll probably have to extend the sanitary sewer a little bit. Water main, maybe the same thing, extend it a little bit and then run the services off of that. So that's kind of what I was expecting to see there, so. So who can I work with at Public Works to get that measurement?
You'd probably have to call and talk to Chad.
Chad?
Mm-hmm.
I know Chad.
Yep.
That's what we'll do. We'll get a measurement, and then maybe I'll come up with a little bit revised concept plan that we think that will suffice for that turnaround, and maybe come back before you.
Yeah, because otherwise, that seems to be the only issue. You got your utilities there, you got
You're not
your
opposed,
your lot sizes are
yeah,
more than adequate.
you're not opposed to the project as long as we can come up with a way to
Yeah,
figure out the dead end. Okay,
All right. Yeah, get with Chad from Public Works, see what that does with their measurements, and come back and see us again.
fair enough.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item, Gallus Development Maintenance Building, general location 350, 370 East US Route 30, Gallus 6th Edition, Lot 1. Petitioner Brian Gallus, request US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan Review. Good evening, Mr. Gallus.
How are you today?
Good.
Like to just see about petitioning to get a maintenance building up at my property there so I can take, and I got some equipment that you guys don't like out there and get it cleaned up.
So this would be directly north of the Tyler's Tenders
Exactly.
building?
Directly in line with that and the adjacent property. The only reason we didn't build the building any farther, there was the sewer and the water lines and the electrical in between those two spots.
Yeah. So you're looking for 60 by 50 that'll house all the equipment that's on the property?
Correct.
Mr. Chairman, what size did you say?
What's that?
What size?
60 by 50.
Thank you.
And the building over there was why I went with 60. It's a 60-foot wide building that's
Lines up with,
lines
yeah.
up, and then I'm gonna also make it match that building. It's not gonna be a metal building, it's gonna be a framed building, to match and look nicer than just a pole barn, so to say.
Yeah.
It'll be a nice garage, and it'll match the building that's in front of it.
Questions? I know that there's landscape requirements in that area, but I know you're dealing with asphalt, so maybe you could do planters.
That's
Just
what,
some
was
planters
suggested, so
to
I have
cover-
no problem with that. I put them
Yeah,
on
for
the
green
drawing.
space, yeah.
And there's a lot of green space directly behind it as well.
Yeah. But, you know, you're dealing with an existing piece. It's
Right.
not, going from scratch where you can, Questions?
Just a quick one, Brian. How deep does your lot go there? Would it work across that driveway, or is your lot in right there?
I'm not understanding your question.
Can I just show you or could Andy bring it up and I'll kind of point at it? So in other words, where it's marked on this diagram, 7 spaces,
And that parking lot there we had when we had the patrician, and we kind of needed overflow, and now that's not there anymore either, so those parking spots haven't been used in probably 7 or 8 years, since we closed in
Well, and by putting it,
2019.
putting it where you're at, you still have access around the property.
There's still enough space to
Yeah.
drive behind it, yeah. I
Right,
figured-
there's like a drive right there, so,
I figured you'd want fire truck access around there or whatever, but I can put it back a little farther if you'd like. I just figured you'd want to be able
I
to get around.
think where it's at, where you have it is good, because there's a roadway that leads around, yeah.
That's what I was figuring, so you could kind of drive around it like you drive
Yeah.
around the rest of the
Yeah,
buildings over
and you'd
there.
have access on both sides of it,
Correct.
yeah.
see how deep his lot goes? I put it in there.
Other questions? Comments? Anything from staff?
Just that north property line, how far is the garage from there? That line
It's
right there?
200 feet from the back of this center building. So it's
Okay.
200 feet straight back, and then the building's 50 feet back.
Okay.
So and then directly behind those other buildings is where the water line runs. So the building is right there at 200 feet, and then it goes back from there.
So is it crossing the property line?
so. Maybe,
It's at 200 now, and he's at the property line.
then maybe it's, then maybe I do have it at 175, I forgot what I thought it was 200, but it might be at 175.
I see the problem. Neither, when they sold the patrician,
Yeah, I think it's more like the 175, looking at
the
it.
other people's property.
And I didn't think that crossed the property line. Unless that was, so that you're saying that that red line is the, where the wetlands start?
Yeah, I mean,
And how do we have the
That's
parking
usually-
lot on the rest of that? I'm just curious.
yeah.
Because I could move it up some, there's still plenty of room to put it up. I was just trying to keep it back, you know, but I can put it wherever you say that I can put it.
Well, you got to keep it from the property line.
And the property line is exactly how far from the back of that?
175, it looks like.
So if we were 125 from the front and then built the building, we'd be still good enough? And then you'd have the rest of that space to drive around there?
What's the building
When I
line?
measure that off on the, on my, with a measurer, I got a lot more property, it looks like, than that, but I'll put it where, you know, you say I have to put it.
Yeah, it shows that that property north of this shaded one is the patricians, or whoever owns it.
Or the wetland property back there, yeah, we still own it, but it's wetland property. Okay, so I'll move it up to keep it inside that line.
Yeah, to keep it out of the wetlands.
Yeah, yeah,
And I don't, you know what the setback is, Denise? From the property line?
just when I measured it there, it looked like that's how far back I could put it, so, but I'll bring it forward if that's what it needs to be.
Oh, for the overlay? Okay.
So where would his building line be, what, 30 feet?
No, it's actually 0 for the overlay.
Okay. So he could go right up to the,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest it, but
Still want to be able to get
Right, we'll
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
leave. When I measured it on the thing, there was, from what I measured, maybe I could have measured wrong, but there was still enough room to easily drive. I thought I left about 30 feet back there to drive a fire truck or whatever you needed to get back there, if something needed to get back there. And I have no problem leaving enough space for that if I have
Yeah.
to, if I have to pull it forward some.
yeah, because it looks like that RV right now is on the patrician lot. You know, because if you click on the patrician, Andy,
It's just
It's all
that
one.
would just be an out parcel to that same lot. It's
Okay.
not part of the patrician, but it is a
well, it's
wet-
platted as one lot.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that was, okay, well, I'll make sure I keep it up into our property. I thought that was the wetland for that piece of property.
oh, it is a wetland, but it's still one parcel. All of
Where the blue
patrician-
is what considered one parcel?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah, so just get it where it's, you're gonna have room to get around it, you know, that we understand the need for it and appreciate the fact of getting everything
Cleaned up
into
over
a
there.
building, yeah.
No, I have no problem with moving it up that little bit. I just thought I had enough space there, but,
Yeah, so long as there's room to get around it,
and I'll definitely keep it on my property.
yeah. Yeah, that-
I would suggest that.
all right. Nothing else? Yep, just get with Denise, you know, for the, where you're gonna place it, and,
I'll redraw it up and get her another plan. I got several copies, so
okay,
I'll get her a new plan, and then, hopefully we can move forward.
all right, sounds good.
Anything else?
Nope,
Thank you.
thank you. Any correspondence? We are adjourned.